that will fight for New Mexico, has a history of fighting for New Mexico, has a history of fighting for organized labor, has a history of being the part of the plebe in this part of the state and all over the state. As the people committee chair would ask me, we are proud to endorse 26,000 members got behind Michelle 3 weeks ago. And as a superintendent from Chavo Valley Schools and a member of Rio Arriba County and a member of organized labor, I'm proud to introduce Michelle Lujan Grisham, who walks softly and carries a big stick and will clean up this state, and we are going to win this election.
Yeah.
Viva Michelle! Viva! Viva!
After she's governor, then we're going to get her nominated to run for president.
Don't you forget it, Issa.
But absolutely not.
And I will tell you what, but I love you. And that means more to me than I can even describe. But I want to come home. And I need to announce all these incredible people, and I'll tell you why. More than the obvious. I know you go to lots of political events, right? And we're very accustomed to making sure that we highlight and recognize our friends and neighbors that are making a difference in our communities. But this is a list that shows you the kind of activism that's in this community, it's in these neighborhoods, that's in this county, and people are ready to make the kind of difference that you have been prevented from making by the current leadership in state government.
That's right.
Right? And we're done with that. All right. So we have the Mayor Pro Tem Peggy Sue Martinez. Espanola School Board President Lujan Vice President Yolanda Salazar. Chama School Board Member DJ Lopez. Northern New Mexico basketball coach Gabe Martinez. Firefighter Association Union President Ron Padilla. Ron, you didn't get a very big applause.
They applaud us when they need us. They applaud us when they need us.
I should not digress, but last week I did a training session. I want to introduce the candidates. I promise I'll be brief. But I did a training session, so it was a day in the lives of firefighters, which means they took community activists and they took elected leaders. I got to go because I'm the congresswoman from Albuquerque, and they put us in a room that has an actual fire with all that gear. So, Ron, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you know
Thank
this?
you.
One more thing. You guys know this? Firefighters in New Mexico respond to far more calls than the average across the country. And they are the first responders. So if you're in trouble and there is an emergency, you want that guy and his crew.
Let's see if their applause changes.
It was the hardest day of my life. That day, it's 50 pounds of equipment. It's crawling up ladders that go 2 and 3 stories up, and those fires in quick, right? It's quick, 1,000 degrees in the room. How many people do that? And it's dark. So I thank you for taking care of it.
Thank
All right,
you.
let's talk about these great candidates. We've got Leo Jaramillo, candidate, county commission, District 2. Joseph Sanchez, candidate for state Susan Pineda, candidate for state rep District 45. Maria Sanchez Gagne, candidate for district court judge. All right, and then we got, oh man, I couldn't, who wrote this? I did. Victor, Tina, whatever you do, just go like that. That's what I do. Manuel Romero, candidate for sheriff. All right. So, how lucky am I to be right here in this moment, thanking you for making phone calls and knocking on doors and be part of our statewide effort, right? It's a day of action. That means hundreds of people in every single community, Tucumcari and Clovis and Las Cruces and South Valley and Albuquerque, Santa Fe and Taos and Espanola everywhere that we can get these organized groups together, and it's happening organically in so many communities. Like when they called us from Tucumcari and said, we want to be involved. And how lucky am I to have won your support? Because this is what happened when I walked in the room. So many people talk to me about the things that will really matter for us. Talk to me about the schools here and about getting education right. Talk to me about dedicating their lives to the school board. Talk to me about school-based health centers. Talk to me about making sure we don't lose a single, not one more, family member to drugs in these communities. Not one more. We know that if we have a strong economy, that if we make this election about jobs, not at the expense of making sure that those are investments that you participate in making. Because what you want this valley to look like is what your state government should provide. State government, in fact, it either is open for business or it isn't. And today, your state government has every single door closed.
Yep.
So I was outside, it was a little windy, had to go back up. This dress is not perfect for the wind. But it reminded me that we have more of those natural resources than any other state, not just around us, in the country. That we actually have the ability, all those electrical grids. So every candidate, everybody who cares about renewable energy, they talk about all the problems in getting it done. Not enough sun, not enough redundancy, not enough wind. We don't have transmission lines. We don't have broadband. Well, we should. The transmission lines are coming. I will tell you that Congress is trying to stall it. Not me. I want to make sure that those transmission lines get done, that we take those federal credits, that we have the ability to put that energy in place and move it onto the grid so that you can use it, you can sell it back to power companies, and that we're exporting that energy to other states. Do you know how many jobs that would be right here? And when we do that right here, do you know that we'll have incredible opportunities for broadband? Somebody asked me right here, right now, what are you doing about the Farm Bill? Well, I'm fighting like hell because the Farm Bill is stalled in a Republican-controlled Congress that for the first time in the history of Congress wouldn't allow that bill to be bipartisan. And in that bill, there is, and this was also mentioned to me, industrial hemp. This is a community that took the current governor to court and won. Woo! Right? Because you're standing up for your families. Because you know that this value-added ag, industrial hemp, is another way to provide real jobs so that our kids stay here. Because if they don't want to, it's okay, they'll come back because your heart never leaves. You can't get that Frito pie anywhere.
And we don't need a brain drain from the community.
We don't, and we need them here. And they draw other young people with that same energy and compassion who want to be partners in your community. It's incredible. Somebody else said, what about film? What about film? We stopped leading in the film industry. It's the one economic driver, pays for itself. And Georgia is leading in the nation, not New Mexico. Shameful. New Mexico was leading, and those are jobs in every single community from every age group possible. Whether you're running a soundstage, you're doing the production, right? You're the actor, whatever it is. There are incredible environments, and we should be teaching that digital and media arts right in our school systems. So it's being pushed out. And everybody talked to me about the value of school-based health centers. I was lucky enough to be running the Department of Health. We doubled them, 34 to 68 school-based health centers in 1 year. So when people tell me that you can't make a difference, I'm looking at a woman that made a difference and really did the kind of education, support, and medication management that got people access to the medications they needed and did everything in her power to make sure that bad actors, drug companies, and that we were creating safe environments for our families related to prescription drugs. Juanita. Does everybody know Juanita?
Oh,
Remember, and there's many of you, so many of you right in this room, when the leader, the governor, respected state workers, who cared about the difference that Juanita makes, who was clear about not letting folks take advantage. Shouldn't be about who you know, should be about what you know and what you do. And that's what we're going to bring back to state government. Now here's the last thing. So we can talk about a ton of different jobs and a ton of different ideas because people were grabbing me. I could barely get through the energy in the room about how we, from grandparents raising grandchildren, for thinking about ways to make a difference in our families. Every single person here had a valid idea, an incredible experience, and is motivated to make sure that those are the areas that we work on. But I want to tell you about the things that we don't brag about. And I'm going to start bragging about them every day because we have so much going on that they try to diminish about us. Well, you know what? I cannot be, and I'm keeping you, but I cannot be diminished. Right? This is a state, we're a big, proud, fabulous state, and that's who we are. How many of you know that across the country there are only a handful of Juilliard, right? It's the premier art school, music school in the country. Very expensive. Not a lot of folks ever get to go because you have to have both the talent and the background education to go. And the money. They give out a handful of scholarships. That's that handful I was talking about. The majority of those full ride scholarships often go to kids, not needs-based. I mean, they've done everything right. I don't want to diminish those incredible young people wherever they are in the country. Absolutely not. They're talented, they work hard. Probably their community and their parents have the kind of resources and opportunities for private lessons and tutoring. Again, I think that's incredible. We should have those opportunities here. But guess what? One of those handful of those Juilliard full scholarship students is an incredibly diverse young man from right here in our community. And he's going to the New Mexico School for the Arts, a public school in Santa Fe. And he's on a full ride scholarship. And that school was just named as one of the top 10 schools in the country. Wow.
And he's a Mexicano.
See, he is. So when they tell us we can't, when they tell us that our public education system, that on its own weight isn't succeeding, I tell you that we have incredibly talented young people. We have amazing, resilient families. We have a public education system that is hungry for leadership and investments and respect. And if they did their own, you know what the magic at this school is? They do their own standardized self-assessments. So they can use the information to close those achievement gaps for every single student. Instead of a state government that's the public education department demands that you use tests like PARCC that do not change those educational outcomes, and they're hurting our educators and our students.
They are.
So,
furthermore, they weren't even normed on our population.
see, this is where this room, this energy, this effort, this is how we get it right. So, I'm going to end with this. I need your energy, not just today. I need your passion and your ideas, not just today. I need you to continue walking. I need every single vote in the valley. Are you ready to do that?
Yeah!
I need every single phone call. I need you guys. Look, Charlotte Roybal, Tina is killing it. But I want you to beat Charlotte Roybal, hands down. She's beatable. A little rivalry, a little community rivalry. You're making an incredible difference in our campaign for change. It's built on hope. Right? It's built on the kind of spirit our families for 400 years know about. Making a difference every single day because it's sheer hard work and determination. New Mexicans are hungry to turn this state around. I am too. And then, when we win on June 5th, I need to know that you're going to work like crazy because deep pockets are already here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They're in every community.
Dark money.
That dark money is alive and well, and it's in the north. And we're going to be fighting for democratic values where every family succeeds, or values that are about just continuing to support just a few of us. That is not who we are.
Not acceptable.
It is not acceptable. So, 24 days to go. Go!